you open your Photoshop, hopefully, amo yun ma-appear. If waray, if there tawag mag-appear, just make sure you click here and click Essentials. Okay, that's why, and by that moment, this panel will appear. If may other panels na nag-appear, try to erase them. Okay? Or if you can't erase them, disregard them. By the way, class, pwede lang niya ma-move anywhere. So, ayaw lang pag-worry nga, sir, kaya nga na ako na diya center, na ako, di man niya inserted. Pwede mo lang niya ma-move, class, anywhere. So, yan. Pwede mo lang niya ma-move anywhere. And another thing, ano pa ba? Basta make sure na naka-essential ka, class. You're not in 3D. You're not in graphic web. Make sure that you are using the essentials. Okay? Why essentials? Again, because in essentials, you have the colors, swatches, gradients, patterns, which we will be using. And also the properties adjustments are present. Amin yung mga important features that we will be using in editing. Layers, channels, and paths, which are very important. Okay. By this time, you won't be able to edit it if you're new in Photoshop. Dari ka pa makakag-edit din For what reason? Because you don't have yet a document or you don't have yet canvas. The very first thing for you to do in order for you to edit is either you place an image directly on Photoshop or you create a canvas. What am I saying? First, how would you place an image directly to Photoshop? Say, for example, I'll copy this. I just click it, left click, and drag to the Photoshop. Okay, and here it is. So, may na akong image automatically. Pero we will not be using it that way. Okay? We'll be creating instead a canvas first before inserting an image. So, canvas muna bago yung image. So, here it goes. How to create a canvas. Either you click here on the upper left. By the way, are you seeing the yellow circle?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, very good. Para makafollow ka muna ako ng mouse. Okay? So, you go to the file in the upper left, click down file, and click new. Okay, click new. Pwede. Or, for the shortcut, you press Control N. Okay, Control N. Are you seeing also another ubos? And keys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Para makikita niyo. Okay. So, again there are two ways in creating the document. That, brown out. Brown ka naman. Nagluyan na mo din ang kuryente. Again, File, New, or Control N. When you press Control N, automatically, what will appear is this. May the mga recent, save, photo, print, illustrations, web, mobile, and film, and video. What are these? These are actually sizes ng imo image. Okay, ito di ba may dagat size na A3, A4, long, legal, ano pa? Letter size, or tabloid. Diba? Those are sizes. And same thing with Photoshop. And the same as Microsoft Offices, may dito niya mga sizes. Same thing in Photoshop, we'll also be using sizes. So, for example, if a government, class, pag-burnout nga ni, excuse me na lang ha, di rin mapapalahin na itong klase, kaya nagluluya talaga naman kuryente, hindi know why. May mga government agencies, nga example, na-apply ka for PRC, renewal ni mo PRC. Yung PRC ID, when we say PRC, Professional Regulatory Commission, ano mo nga ito, license. Mag-renew ka nga ni mo license class, or mag-renew ka ni mo license. Nahatag ka man ito hin ID nga 2x2. Diri ka man ito nakatulang nga naka-picture. Diba usual example LTO, may danira own dito DFA, may danira own camera nga dito ka pipicturean. No PRC, waray ka dito nahatag ka ni mo ID. So, we say for example, ang required dito is 2x2. Okay? Example again personal data sheet or a PDS. Haliko dito ng PDS, you will be asked to place a 3.5 by 4.5 ID picture. Ito yung ID picture, it's a passport size. Ito nga 3.5 by 4.5. So, abi ito mga requirement. That's why it's very necessary ha Photoshop and sizes. A wrong size, han imo document, automatically, sayop gihapon ito an imo pag-print. Automatic ito class. Because I'm stating this kay when I started using Photoshop, I don't actually recognize the importance of the size. Tas damo to na akong sayop when I edited. Damo-damuan na tunduro na akong sayupan pag-edit ko. First mga pag-edit class. Nag-edit akong bado, tas na akong size sa to, usala ka ID. Ang ID ba, nga naso dito ka size? Mo na ito na akong size sa to, nga akong ID, nga akong t-shirt design. Kaya di naman ako maaram, wala ko to teacher to tell me about the sizes. So, say for example, you want to edit a shirt, make sure nga maaram ka na size din ngayon gusto. Okay? Usually, na akong to size is 13 by 18. Na akong size ito gagamit. Pero it depends on you na kung ano yung gagamitin. Okay, again. Here, may the recent, save, photo, print. What we'll be using is the print. The photo. Gagamitin natin ang landscape 6x4 in 300 ppi. So, mananganin kita ng 300 ppi, 300 resolution ito class. So, mananganin kita ng resolution, amo na iniya ma-determine if your image will be blur. Siguro, kung mga 100 below ka, di mo image ito, blur talaga ito ya. Pero mag 100 above ka, especially on 300 and 500, ano mo image ito, direct blur. Okay? Ang tendency manggod, if your image is below 100, ani mo file, ani mo document, ani mo Photoshop document, diri ya mabugat. Mga siguro 100 MB la dito ya, or mga waringan to mag 100. Pero if your image is on 300 to 500, siguro ang tendency is ma 1 gig, 600 MB, so mas mabugat to ya, mas na-consume yan, disk. Now, ito nimo disk is here, task manager. This one. Ini nga disk. Ano ya? Ini nga disk. Man, nakita kami ini. 0% na ano. Because, may naman ako disk, may naman ako SSD. Ang mga diri naglalagay akong computer. So, yun. So, pag edit nato niya na, we will be using the 300 ppi. Pero, if you notice nga naglalagay mo computer, make sure, okay ha, remember? If you notice nga naglalagay mo computer, make sure to adjust it to 100, to 75, yun. Ayaw lang pag-abutin 1 or 10, siguro mga 75 ito na. Okay? To understand this, basta nga mga small images, so for example, a 2x2 picture, ano mo ito, resolution should be 300 to 400. Pero if you are creating billboards, your resolution should only be 75, 100, that's enough. Okay? Now, we have here, landscape 6x4 in at 300 ppi. So, amo na niya, nakita ka mo niya width is 6x4, 6 and width, height is 4. Okay? Now, adjust na nato na niya preset details sa niya name. Siguro, change nato na niya name to photo retouching tutorial. Alright? Tapos, make sure that you are using inches, not pixel again. Inches lang muna tayo bago tayo mag-proceed to pixel. Inches lang muna. For our orientation, it should be portrait. Okay? We will not use landscape because we will be creating parang ID style. So, that's why we will be using the portrait. For the artboards, no artboard so far. We will not be using that one. Again, resolution 300. I have told you about that. For the resolution, it's either pixel inches or pixel centimeter. We will be using pixel/inch. For the color mode, you know this already. Meron tayong CMYK at RGB color. We'll be using the RGB. For what reason? Because we'll be editing it in a computer. We will not be printing it. If you are about to print it, you will be using the CMYK. Okay? Pero if you are editing it, use the RGB color. And instead of using the 8-bit, use the 16-bit. Okay? And click create. So this will be your canvas. This will be your canvas. Okay? And in this canvas, we'll be editing a lot of things na using the image that I asked you to bring, to have. So first, okay, let's use the move tool. Let's open the folder that we will be having. First, this one. I will be editing this image, and let's drag this one to our Photoshop. Right here now. Now, what we have to do is to center this one. Okay, center natin, and let's try to zoom this image. We zoom the image, not the canvas, not the Photoshop, like here, not like that. But we zoom the image like this. Now, to do that, I would like you to press Alt. Man, you are seeing it, diba, below. Alt, and then left click on the corner, and then click and drag. Okay, what's the tendency? What's the tendency if you won't press the Alt? Man, here, this is what will happen if you won't press the Alt. Okay, if you just click and drag it, automatically it will move in a certain direction where your mouse will be moving. Okay? But if you press Alt and then click and drag, you move it as if it's in the center. Okay, it's in the center. Again, let's just zoom it in as much as we want. Okay, siguro, just like that. And then let's try to move it a bit on the right. Siguro, move natin siya punta dito. And like that. And let's press enter. Okay, that's it. The next thing that we should do, we need to make sure that the image or the person is at the center. So what we have to do is we press here, we go here at the tab portion, click view, and then down, click new guide. And in the new guide, in the position part, type 50% and press OK. This 50% will guarantee that it is the center of the image, the vertical center. By this time, we will be adjusting our image at the center. Siguro adjust natin siya. Something like that siguro. Rotate na konti lang. Tapos adjust natin papunta sa left. Tapos yan. I bet this is good. I bet this is good enough. Okay. This time, what we have to do is to crop the image, because as you can see it here, if you try to move the image to the right, you will find the extension part of the original image, like this one. Man, you're seeing the extension part of the original image. But we will not be using it anymore. What we will be using is this part only of the image. So what we have to do is we have to cut the image from this point to this point to this point to this point as 6x4. So So what we have to do is press the marquee tool, letter M, or click here, right click, and click rectangular marquee tool. And then, press from outside, okay? Press from the upper left to the bottom right, okay? And then right click, and layer via copy, okay? And, yep, as you see it now, okay, I hid the first or the original image, ha? Hide ko yun, hinide ko siya for the purpose of seeing what will happen here. So as you can see now, this is the image that we copied from the selection that we did a while ago on the marquee tool. So if you try to move this to the right, there is no more extension present from the original image. Okay, so again, Control Z to go back. We will be using this, and this will be our base for editing. Okay, try to look at my layer class. Try to look at my layer here. My layer is, I have a background white present, the original, and the layer that I copied. Okay, so don't forget, make sure that you have these three present in your Photoshop. Okay, and make sure you hide this eye. I can't make you see it. Okay, are you seeing that eye? That one? That eye actually signifies if you can hide or unhide the image. Okay, hide or unhide the image. Sorry. Okay. So let's try to hide this one first, the original image. Then, after hiding this one, click the layer that we copied. Make sure that it's always selected. Whatever layer you have to edit, make sure that it is selected. Or, make sure that you have clicked the auto select here. Auto select. You have clicked the auto select. Naka-check it yan. Dapat naka-check. Okay. Next thing that we should do is, if you can see the image, there are a lot of blemishes and pimples she has. So, by the way, I asked permission from my jowa that I will be using her image. So, yun. Pumayag siya. We'll be taking away these portions, the mga blemishes and dark spots siguro. We'll be editing that. Tatanggalin natin. There are 2 ways or 3 ways of taking it out. The first is the spot healing brush tool. Okay, what is spot healing brush tool? Man, as you can see, that circle, hopefully you can see it. If you click it here, automatically, you're seeing that pimple, diba? Oh, it na lang arong. This mode. If you try to click that one, using the spot healing brush tool, automatically, it will be erased. Okay? Automatically, it will be erased. Now, if we use the healing brush tool, it will say, out-click to define a source point to be used to repair the image. Okay? Again, 3 ways in it. The first one is the spot healing brush. Second is the healing brush tool. To use it, make sure you press Alt first from a certain portion that you want to copy. We say, for example, here. Okay, I copied that part already, and then press here. Okay, and then left click. Okay, so yun. That's the spot healing. That's the healing brush tool. The next one, the last one, is the patch tool. Patch tool, you are selecting a part of the layer, and then you click and drag this one towards here to copy this part. Okay, kung nakita ka mo, class, di ba? So that's how it goes. Yun. Kita niyo, class? Are you following? Are you seeing it? Okay. Nagigets na, class? Am I too fast discussing? Hello? Are my students still here? Okay man, last na habol pa man. By this time, you'll only be using the spot healing brush tool, class. This one, the first one. We'll be using this one. For what reason? Para mas madali na itong pag-edit. There are certain instances wherein you will be using the spot healing brush tool. The purpose of it is para mas madali ang pagtanggal ng blemishes. The healing brush tool is para makopy talaga ang texture and everything present, even the color of the image. Okay? Para makopy ang texture present ng image. For example, di ba? If we try to use this one again, healing brush tool. Right-click natin dito. Using the Alt, press the Alt, left-click natin dito. Tapos click natin dito. Nakikita nyo, merong biglang hair texture present dito. Same thing here, mag-click tayo ulit. So, we will not be using that one. But instead, we will be using the spot healing brush tool. Tapos, ang purpose ng patch tool, later, you will understand kasi gagamitin natin yan mamaya. Okay? So, yun. Spot healing brush tool muna tayo, class, para mas mabilis. Tanggalin lang natin yung mga spots present sa kanyang face. Tanggalin ko na lang to kasi hindi naman to for tutorial purposes. Pero if you're really editing na your face, make sure, class, na you won't take away your mode sa yung mga face. Kasi palatandaan yan. Okay? Di ba, meron kasi mga tendencies na gusto natin tanggalin yung ating mga mode, ating mukha. Pero actually, pwede natin tanggalin. Pero, in reality, hindi yan tinatanggal class. What we're doing class is actually not on editing part na minamanipulate talaga natin yung image. We're just trying to enhance the image with the point na hindi siya magiging pleasing siya when it comes to printing and also for posting over the internet or web. Yun. I'm using it, the spot healing brush tool, for me to edit faster para matanggal ko ng mabilis. Pero, if you're not yet contented of the editing, siguro during your spare time, pwede kayo mag-practice. Okay. Actually, when I post myself, a picture of myself over the internet, I always make sure na tinatanggal ko muna. Even my clients, when I have clients na papa-edit ng 2x2 picture, and mag 2x2 picture and other pictures that they would like me to edit, I always make sure na pinatanggal ko muna yung mga blends. We're about to finish na. Pero, meron pang part dun sa may bibig. This one. And this time, you'll understand na on how we will be using the patch tool. Anong ka-registration? Nagpunta nga ako registration. So actually, this is how I edit graduation photos. Patch tool, I'm using patch tool. Mas convenient ako using patch tool. And continue kita dito. Okay, di ko na tinanggal class kasi medyo problematic na siya dito dahil sa mga alright. And I guess that's it. So, check natin ulit. Check natin ulit yung face niya. Okay, to look at it better and try okay, for you to look at it better, ang transition of before and after, let's zoom it in. Okay, this is the before and this is the after. So as you can see, hindi siya actually halata na edited. Hindi halata na edited. So nakikita mo yung mga spots na tinanggal natin. Example dito. Okay, tinanggal natin yan. And here. And actually hindi pa siya polished. Meron pang mga iba-ibang spots dito. Pero sige lang, we'll be using the camera raw filter later for it to edit. Okay. Next. The next thing we should do is we should have to change its background. Diba? As you can see, it's background class, man. You can see its background. It's not white because white is like this. This is white. This one is a bit yellowish. Okay? So, we'll try to edit its background. Again, kahit yung background yung iba-iba yung color, okay lang. Kahit may books or whatever, sa yung background, it's still okay. Just follow my instruction. Okay? Again, make sure that you are selecting the layer that you will be editing, this one. And make sure naka-hide itong second layer. Okay? Click that one. And then here, in the properties portion, make sure to find and locate the select subject. Pwede mo remove background, okay lang. Pero as for now, I would like you to select subject. Click mo and try to see what will happen. Okay. When you press select subject, wait lang, matupra lang. Alright. Okay, when you press select subject class, this is what will happen. As you can see, merong selection dito. Diba we have discussed selection before? At a previous discussion about selection tools. We are trying to select. Okay? By this time, the select subject automatically selects the subject present in our image. So this is the subject and he automatically selects the subject. Okay? And the next thing that we should do, we will be using the mask. Again, mask. To do that, you press here, this one. It's called add layer mask. Naman class, dito sa baba, sa bottom right. Okay, makakita kayo, di ba ito, trash can. Ito, trash can. Tapos ito, yung, ano ba ito? Papel, or something like that. Ito, folder. Ito, circle. Ito naman, layer mask, parang camera. So, click mo lang yan, and you can see the difference. Okay, you can see what happened. Okay, yan po yung nangyari. Yun, try to see. Yan, try to see. Pero, as you notice, there are crooked lines present. Why? Because again, it's selected by the computer. So that's how the computer select the subject. We just have to edit it and enhance it more. To do that, Bakit ka labas ng labas? To do that, let's do it this way. In the mask part, di ba, here, you can click this one or click the mask. For this time, gusto ko, i-click nyo yung mask. So, right-click nyo lang, tapos after right-click, select and mask. Or, you can just double-click. Okay? Again, how to do it? Either you right-click, select and mask, or double-click using left-click. Double left-click. Okay? This time, I would like you to click here. This one is called, ang tawag dito? It's called, yes, labas na, huwag kang mahiya. Basta, this one, number 2. Dari yan nagawa sa class, naawad na shy. Basta yan, number 2. Click nyo lang ya. Okay, I think it's Refine Edge Tool. Refine Edge Brush Tool, like yes. Nakakalimutan ko. Okay, anyway. So, we'll be doing it now. Ating i-refine yung kanyang hair para medyo hindi siya crooked. Click mo lang. Yes, click lang. Continue lang ang click class. Click. Alright, click lang. And here, isama na natin dito class. Same thing dito sa right part. Palakihin natin. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. Alright. So, yun. Why? So, yun. Nakikita nyo, yan na po yun. Yes po.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Nawara ako. Ginano pag-mask, sir.
Alright.
Nawara ako.
Alright, click ko lang okay ha, para di na ako mag-outro. Dito lang. Ano kayo ni? X. Dito lang X. Diba sa layer mask dito sa layer. Sa layer panel. Click mo lang yung mask. Ito kasi ito yung original image. Ito. Hopefully nakikita nyo. Dito sa layer.
There sir, an pag-mask mismo, paghimo. Like ginano, ito, here.
Oh, ini. This one?
Yes, sir.
Please inform me kung ano ni mo background? Is it white?
White na may pagka-gray.
Okay. Dirty mo. Go here. Follow na ako mouse pointer. I-click mo lang view. Tapos, click on white. Nag-change siya?
Oh, waray pa, sir.
Sige, click on white. Okay, everybody ha, this is how you do it. Kaya may na kasi tendency na naka-onion skin like that. May pagka-gray. Tapos may the matching ants. Okay. Tapos may the overlay. Tapos may the on black. Tapos may the on white. Okay. May daliwat black and white. May daliwat something like that. We'll be using the black on white. Not on white. Or on layer. Pwede daliwat. Or on white. Pwede lang. Sige. Okay na? Okay na, X? Nahanap mo?
Opo, sir. Thank you.
Alright. Sige. Tapos, what you have to do now is, i-click mo lang dito. Pwede mong palakihin yung brush using the, tawag dito. Yung brackets. Di ba yung brackets sa keyboard natin? Yung katabi ng enter, yung brackets. Or pwede dito. Or dito. Paano ba yun? Palakihin. Right click. Yun, palakihin. Yung size, pwede dito, pwede dito. Okay. Again, pwede mong palakihin yung size. Right click ka lang. Tapos, kung gusto mong palaki, like that. Or paliitin mo. Like that. If gusto mo naman yung shortcut sa keyboard, yung brackets lang katabi ng enter. Diba? Okay. Meron dyan. Palaki. Okay, paliit. Yun. Okay. Tapos, yan na yun. Yan na yung pagka-mask natin. Tapos, click lang natin yung okay for done. Okay? Kung tapos na tayo. As you can see, we're not yet finished. We're not yet done. What we have to do now is to adjust first its, ano ba yung ina-adjust? Yung curves. Tapos, yung lights. Okay, click natin ulit yung image dito. Di ba? Kasi kanina nakaklik tayo ng mask. This time, click natin yung image, yung layer. Okay? And let's press Ctrl L sa ating keyboards. Again, press Ctrl L sa ating keyboard. Again, make sure nga nakaklik po yung ating image dito sa layer. Ito po. Wag po dito sa black and white. Dito po tayo sa ang tawag dito, ito po yung image natin. Again, papakita ko sa inyo if di pa nyo nakikita. Bakit register? Naka-register na yung kanina. Ito po. Diba, yan. I-click po natin yan. Ito. Tapos, hindi po ito. Ito po yung i-click natin. Okay? Make sure naka-click po yon. Sorry. Make sure na naka-click po yan. Merong naka square sa palibot. Kasi po, i-click nyo to. Okay, we'll be editing the mask, not the image. Okay, we'll be editing the image this time. Alright? Sige. Okay. Again, click this one and then press Ctrl L. And then, adjust lang natin yung levels niya. Siguro, paputiin natin. Gawas. Again, adjust lang yung levels, class. Adjust mo lang the best way, mga magiging lighter yung image mo. I guess that's good. Let me press OK. Ayan, goods na yan. Tapos, the next thing that I should do is, kung nakikita nyo yung last part ng hair niya, medyo color yellow. So, what we're going to do is to make it a little bit black. To do that, I would like you to create a new layer. New layer ha, not a new document, kundi new layer. Okay, to create a new layer, just have to click here. Ito class, create new layer. Yung katabi ng trash can sa baba. Yung katabi ng trash can is create new layer po yan. Click mo lang yan. Okay, click ulit. Yun. Tapos, using the brush tool, press letter B, brush tool, make sure po na naka-color black to po. Naka-color black. Yan. Pwede ka nang mag-click. Pero ang tendency is, lahat po ng color dyan is may insertan ng color black, which is wrong. We will not be doing it that way. What we're going to do is to highlight or to select first the image, this one. Ito po yung tao. I-select po natin yan. To do that, press Control in your keyboard, and then press the image. Kaya nga whole image yan nag-create. Select. Okay. Apply layer mask pala muna. Apply layer mask. Yun. Sorry. Sorry, akit. So, yun. Ito muna yung first layer. Right click. Tapos, apply layer mask. Okay? Apply layer mask. Tapos, control ka na. Tapos, click mo yung image. As you can see, merong selected part dito sa image. Tapos, pwede ka na gumamit ng brush tool. Okay, wait. Adjust lang muna natin yung hardness. Tapos, yung size niya. Siguro papalitin natin. Something like that. Tapos, adjust natin yung hardness. Something like that. Okay, everyone, follow lang ha. Ay, sorry. Tanggal. Gag, natanggal. Alright. Para lang. Yun, it's good. And, using the marquee tool, right click and deselect. So, yun. Nakita nyo, merong color block na sa gilid niya. Pero it's not yet that perfect. What we're going to do is click natin. Ay, sorry. Mali. Okay, mali. My fault again. My fault. Make sure class ng yung color is sa layer 2 ha. Layer 2 sa'yo. Sa'yo pa na akong class. Wala ko pa include. Sorry, my fault. Diba after nyo mag-select, wait lang ha. Diba kanina, go back tayo. After nyo mag-select dito, ma-appear yan. Make sure i-click nyo yung layer 2 muna. Layer 2. Tapos, dyan na kayo mag-start pag-brush. Okay, start na kayo pag-brush. Ayan, posting ko lang class. Siguro I'll be including this part na lang. Yan. Bakit pinalagay ko sa inyo sa layer 2? For what reason? Dahil if hindi po siya nakaklik sa layer 2, automatically yung image niyo po, if nakaselect dito, hindi niyo po may edit na yung color block sa gilid niya. So try to see what will happen. I-edit ko yung opacity niya. As much as possible, edit ko lang yung opacity niya. Something like that siguro. Yan. At least medyo darker siya. Try to see the difference. Kanina kasi, ganito yung kanina. Diba? Medyo yellowish. Tapos, pag linagyan natin ng black, yan na po yung mangyayari. Adjust lang natin ulit yung opacity more. More opacity and more fill. Adjust natin. Yan. Para hindi na siya masyadong halata. And yun. That's it. Good to go. Okay. The next thing that we should do, if you try to see the image, anak kong image class ta, try to see. Wala siyang lipstick. Diba usually kasi, ganyan yung nangyayari. Pero meron tayong mga clients, or ourselves mismo, if para urgent na mga picture, hindi na tayo nagli-lipstick. So, this time, lalagyan natin siya ng lipstick. What I did is I add another layer. Okay, click ako another layer. Tapos, I click the brush tool. Press letter B in your keyboard. Tapos, change your color here. Dito sa baba po, click nyo po dito. Change lang nyo yung color into something like, ano ba maganda? Lighter siguro, like this one. Tapos, lagyan nyo po dito ng lipstick. There are a lot of ways in putting lipstick sa mga images. Pero this is how I do it. Okay? So, naglagay ako using the brush tool. Linagyan ko dito ng lipstick. And after that, I'll be clicking filter. Then blur. Then Gaussian blur. Siguro, mga 80%. Mga 80. Okay na siguro. Yeah, okay na siguro yan. Okay na. Tapos, this time, click lang natin yung mask. Again, same thing, mask. Brush tool again. After clicking mask, brush tool. Tapos, make sure naka-color black dito po. Naka-color black yung foreground color natin. Tapos, erase natin yung mga unnecessary colors na nakapalibot. Okay, erase lang natin. Pati dito sa taas, erase lang po. Nandito. And same thing dito. Let's try to polish here. Para mukha talaga siyang lipstick. Make sure po na yung hardness nyo, mga 16% lang or naka 15%. Tapos medyo maliit yung brush nyo.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, pwede mo gabit to, sir, matanggalan niya balbas.
Oo, pwede ito actually. Pero, magamit ka ng patch tool. Say, for example,
Mm-mm.
kanina, dito. Gamitan mo lang yung patch tool.
Adala tiya, sir, han ko ang request han na pa-edit if
Oo,
ipapatanggal
ano ito ay request. May da kasi example, may da ko mga clients nga, gusto nila tatanggalan nila mga balbas. Pwede niya tanggalon. Plus may da ko mga clients, di ba, may da nila mga eye bags. May dito iba ipapatanggal, may dalawa't iba nga diri. Okay. So, depende na lang ito era. Pwede niyo matanggalon na, dila tiya didi. Patch lang akong gamit. Patch. Para matanggal yan. Tapos, pwede pa ito niyo actually ma-polish.
Buat papabusag-busag, sir?
Pwede pa ito niyo ma-polish yan. Ito nga, wari ko na laya, tanggal kanina para diri matrabaho. Okay, may iya kasi kita pag tutorial.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, adi naman, patanggalon ko na lang. Dili ko lang upayon.
Okay na to, sir, kundi.
Okay lang. Hindi ko na lang upayon, dapit. Yun, sabi ka dito. Okay, it's good na yan. Bisan, di ba, nakita ka ba, medyo may black dila, no? Pwede niyo ma-adjust. Ay, pagbutang na lahin. And, what do you call this? And, brush. Dida, something like that. And then, adjust pala opacity. That's how I do it, actually. And, it's okay na. Sige kasi nang gawas na lang. Yan, okay na. Medyo may black pa, pero okay na tiya. Yun. Tapos, ang kanina, here, dito, tama, okay. Yung lipstick. I-polish muna natin. Tapos, class, pwede pa dyan yung ma-change ang color niya lipstick dito. Sa normal, pwede mo i-adjust either lighten, screen, pero same thing lang siya. Pwede nyo i-burn, color burn, multiply. Usually, I use the overlay. So normal. Tapos, overlay. I use the overlay para mukha talaga siyang lipstick. Like that. Tapos, siguro, din na natin papa-red. Request rin yan usually ng mga clients natin. Mga clients, if ever. Or sa'yo, depende. If gusto niyo ipa-red, or ipa-lighter, parang lip tint lang, pwede na, depende lang kayo. So, like that. If you try to see, yun, meron na po. Yun. And, siguro, last part na, what time is it? It's 4:10. Okay, 4:10. Last part na siguro, i-compress natin all layers dito po. I-click lang natin by clicking shift. Click muna natin ang first layer, press shift, then click dito. Okay, and then right-click and merge layers. Okay, that's it. Merge layers. I-open natin ulit ito para makita natin yung difference. Try to see the difference now. Ito yung ngayon. Ito yung before. Okay, ngayon. Before and after. So, yeah, that's the difference. Sir, sir, walang pinag-iba. Okay, so yun. Last thing that we should do is edit na natin ang whole image, its color and everything para matapos na. Okay, right-click and convert to smart object. Always class. Basta mag-edit tayo when it comes to editing an image like an di ba you know about editing an image? We say for example, an luminance, ano pa? Saturation, exposure, contrast. Okay? You know about that already, even phones available na yan. Pero sa Photoshop, before doing it, make sure that convert to smart object always ang yung image. For what reason? Para if ever you think that your editing is too much, you can again go back and edit it again. Okay? Mababalik nyo pa. Kasi if naka-rasterize ang image natin, kanina naka-rasterize kasi yan, class. Naka-rasterize yan. For you to understand the difference between a rasterized image and yung hindi rasterized. Ito po, nakikita nyo po, diba ito? That's a rasterized image. Okay? That's a rasterized image. This is, nakakita kayo yung medyo file, ito po, yung file icon. That's an example of a smart object. Klaro? This one, rasterized. This one, smart object. Okay? Now, anong difference ng dalawa? Okay, dito. Para makita nyo ang difference ng dalawa. For a rasterized layer, pwede mong tanggalin. Okay, dito muna. For a rasterized layer, pwede mong tanggalin yung part ng kanyang ulo. Say, for example, layer via cut. Separate mo yung ulo niya. Pwede. Okay, that's for rasterized layers. Pero for smart objects, hindi nyo po pwede tanggalin yung ulo niya. Kasi pag tinanggal nyo po, walang lalabas dito na layer via cut, kundi layer via copy only. Makakopy mo, oo, makakopy mo. Pero, hindi po yung cut. Nakita mo, nakopy po yung head, pero hindi po siya cut. Okay? Hindi po natanggal, hindi po na-separate. Yun. Tapos another thing, the limitation of the smart object is hindi mo pwedeng lagyan siya ng brush, ng colors. We say, for example, we press the brush tool and we change the color into red or orange. Hindi po natin siya pwedeng ma-press, ma-click sa smart object. For what reason? As it says here, the smart object must be rasterized before proceeding. Edit contents will no longer be available. Rasterize the smart object? Yes or no? Okay or cancel? I cancel for now. Okay? So, yun. For our rasterized image naman, pwede po tayo maglagay dito ng mga brush kami. Okay. Yun yung difference. Again, tapos ito pa, when it comes to editing ng filter, if you edit a rasterized image, makakita kayo dito, like this one. Like, example lang ha, i-Gaussian blur natin siya. Okay. Gaussian blur na. Makikita nyo, wala kayong makikita dito mga smart filters. Kasi hindi siya naka-smart object. Okay? Pero, if this one, i-convert a smart object, tapos lagyan natin siya ng Gaussian blur, siguro mga 1,000%, 1,000 pixels. Ayaw, di nakikita. 92, ganyan. Tapos, we notice na, ay, nagsobra. Pwede natin siya ulit i-edit. Double-click na natin yung Gaussian blur dito. Tapos, i-edit natin dito ulit. Okay? So, yun yung difference, basically. Kaya, this time, we will be converting this to smart object. Tapos, go to filter, camera raw filter. I won't be teaching you this anymore because I'm expecting you to learn about this. Maaram na ka mga about ini. So, for me, I will be adding temperature for the blue, another temperature for the pink. And exposure, I will be adding siguro mga 0.15 or 0.10. And contrast, I will add also contrast. Yeah, let's add contrast. Tapos, I will be adding, for the highlights, I'll be, siguro ma-minus ko highlights. Tapos shadow, add akong shadow, minus akong shadow. For the shadow class, it's for the black. For the black color. Shadow and black are for the black colors. The difference lang of shadow and black, kasi yung black are for the darkest part of the image, while the shadow is for the a bit darker part of the image. Same thing with highlights and whites, para hindi kayo malito. Whites are for the brightest part of the image, while the highlights are for the small highlights or small light parts of the image, or small white part of the image. So, yun. For the white, siguro, pa konti to the left. Tapos, black again, konti to the left, para makita yung buhok na color black talaga. Yun. Tapos, for the texture, let's decrease the texture. Tapos, again yung clarity, decrease din yung clarity, but not too much, para hindi medyo awkward yung face. Pero, other creators, usually, nag-a-add sila ng mas grabe pa na clarity. Okay, pero tayo, kasi this is for ID, example para sa ID. Kaya, minus lang muna natin yung clarity. Tapos, for the vibrance, add tayo +3 and +1 for the saturation. And, we're not yet done. We're not yet done. If you try to see the before and after, this is the after, this is the before. After, before. After, before. Yeah, so that's the difference. Let's try to add first some of the hue and saturation, siguro sa luminance, para medyo mag-white yung skin niya. Let's add something lighter para sa skin, like that. Wow, how about that one? No. This one. Tapos, para sa color red, siguro, something like, hindi ko naman gusto medyo lighter yung red. Something like that siguro. For the magenta, para dito sa shirt niya, sa blouse, siguro, lagyan natin ng ganito. Yeah. Okay, dito. This is good enough. Para makita yung shadow part dito. And, wala namang blue. How about the blue? Yep, merong blue. Pero, let's add it here. Whiter natin para medyo light dito na side. And, for the saturation, yeah, pili ko na mag-add ng sobra sa saturation. Saturation for me is enough. Okay. Continue and okay. And yeah, that's it. So try to compare the before and after image. It's here. Okay, let's add. Okay, this is the before. This is the after. Okay, this is the before. And this is the after. Before and after. Okay, try to see and notice. Before and after. Now, if you notice na meron pang mga kulang, say for example, kulang dito ng parang makeup. Kasi to be honest, hindi po ito nag-makeup when I took picture of her. So, what I'm going to do now is I will add a bit of makeup para sa face niya. So, dito lang, lagyan nyo lang dito, class. Same thing, red, and then filter, Gaussian blur. It's not anymore necessary na i-convert to smart object nyo. It's okay lang kahit naka-rasterize siya, walang problema. So, convert nyo lang. Siguro something like this is enough. And then, konti lang for the opacity. Yan, para medyo may makeup siya. Yan, para medyo blooming yung face niya. And yun, that's how we end this one. If you try to see it here now, this is a plain background. Pwede again, di ba, as I told you, pwede siyang gawin na color. Colored background. Say, for example, ano bang color na gusto nyo? Solid color. Pink. Ano ba? Green. Usually green. Ano ba? Green. Something like that. Ano pa ba? Black. Ano pa? Blue. Pwede. White. This one. And yeah, that's it. Basically, that's it. Pero di natin gagamitin. Erase. Yun. White background lang para mas madali. And yeah, that's all. Okay, I'll be showing you on how to save your image. Now, if you're done with your image, what you're going to do is click File. Okay. And Save As. Or Control-Alt-S. Okay. Pero sige na, di rin na lang shortcut. File tala and Save As. Tapos, Save on Computer. And then here, Save As Type. Make sure you change it as JPEG. Tapos, save it as Photo Retouching Tutorial. Or, save it using your name. Example, Vinyas. Section. Paste. Then, save. Then, this pop-out will appear. Make sure that your quality is in maximum and it's a large file. And also, it's progressive up to number 5. 5 scans. And click OK for it to save. And it's done. It's saved na.